There have been many books written over the centuries about trust. How to build it, how to maintain it, even how to rebuild it. Getting back to the basics, what are some of the elements of trust that you'd like to get across, Kevin?
So much is written about trust because it really is a foundational element. You can't have engagement if you're not trusted by your employees. But trust as it relates to ethics and being honest, I mean, that's the bottom, that's the most fundamental version of trust. When it comes to engagement, it's really about trusting the leadership to get you to the promised land. I trust that our leaders know where we're going and that we're going to get there. It's a confidence in the future. I don't have to worry about the future viability of this company, this industry, my job. It sort of takes that risk off the table. So the way you build this trust and confidence in the future is by making sure that all of your employees know what the plan is and then what their role is in that plan. And again, this is where a lot of organizations fall down because almost every company has annual goals or a strategic plan, but they either think that's the realm of the C-level executives, the top executives. Other people don't really need to know that. Or they create it and they roll it out and it's so complicated, maybe you do it at your annual meeting and you don't talk about it again. So a few months later, nobody could really remember what's our big number, what are we trying to hit? Jim Collins talks about a big, hairy, audacious goal, a BHAG, and I think part of the power of that is to boil it down into something that people can remember. And I think that is a key. It's sort of like boil down where you're going, and then again, with your rhythm of communication, be like a broken record. Say it over and over and over again. If people aren't making fun of you for it behind your back, you're not saying it often enough. There's some examples I like. Coca-Cola Company, obviously, massive global organization. They've got a strategic plan this big. And yet they've boiled it down to this: 2020 vision, double revenue by the year 2020. Their whole strategic plan is boiled down to 2020 vision. So if you stop the guy delivering Coca-Cola into the grocery store and said, hey, what's the strategic plan for Coca-Cola? Maybe he's not going to know. Say, what's your annual goal for the year? He might not know. But if you said 2020 vision, I'll bet he's going to know, oh yeah, double revenues by the year 2020. Big software company, global software company, SAP. Theirs is, they call it 20 by 2014. They want to get to 20 billion euros by the year 2014. Doesn't always have to be about revenue. Starwood Hotels, theirs is 1,500 by 2014. Everybody knows 1,500 by 2014. They want to have 1,500 hotels by the year 2014. If you're not into numbers, Bio-Rad has an acronym called BIG, Bio-Rad BIG, and it stands for they want to be a $5 billion company, be independent and global. So again, not every employee is going to know the ins and outs of Bio-Rad's things, but they know they want to be a $5 billion independent company and global. That's the future direction. So the reason why engagement drops so much during times of layoffs, mergers, it's all of a sudden, it's an uncertainty about the future. My friend just got laid off last week. Is my job in jeopardy? We just did layoffs last week. Is the company healthy or hurting? Should I be looking around? We just merged, but what happened to our values and our goals? Are those changing? So the best thing you can do, all times, but especially in tough times, is go back to this trust in the future. Here is where we're going, and it hasn't changed, or it has changed for these reasons. Boil it down and repeat it. Here's where we're going. Here's how we're going to get there. Here's how you fit in. You can trust me that together we're going to make it to the top of the hill.
Kevin, I'm fascinated by the tie-in between trust and what I'm hearing is performance. It's really interesting because I think when most people hear the word trust, they think more in terms of the givens. Yeah. Honesty, integrity, those kinds of things. But what I'm hearing you say is trust in this case is really more about, are we walking our talk? Are we delivering what we say we're trying to deliver as an organization?
Yeah, that's right. And one of those fundamentals, another one of those fundamentals for trust in terms of leadership is competence. So, competence and caring with the future direction is what leaders really need to do. If you're incompetent at your job, I'm still not going to trust you. But to your point, there's that phrase, I would trust her with my life. you don't trust someone with your life, or use that phrase, just because they're not stealing from the books. It's about a confidence that they're going to be there for you, that they're going to figure it out. Even if it's tough times, they'll get through it. They'll fight through it. They'll fight with you through it. So it's about that performance.